Hey everyone, and welcome to another video in the Terminator Loom system. And in today's video, we're going to talk about sending emails and follow-ups. So we'll cover how to send cold emails and follow up with prospects at scale while maintaining strong deliverability. And it's important to avoid using automated sending or follow-up software to prevent deliverability issues. And of course, each follow-up should be sent manually, with cold follow-ups sent every 2 days, as we've discussed before. So a simple SOP for the email sending workflows can be found here. Let's check it out quickly. So here's the SOP. It's for cold sending and follow-up workflow, and it tells you everything you need. And we've already discussed all of that, but it's still good to have this kind of document close to you, especially in the beginning phase when you're just starting out the system. So you have the exact steps you need to go through. Now, going back to the main document. So the sending schedule, we basically send out 4 emails in total to each prospect over an 8 to 10 day period, adjusting slightly based on weekends. And this optimizes account longevity, of course, and here's the breakdown. Uh, so this is the scenario where you have 20 accounts and you have 5 accounts as a backup, so a total of 25 accounts. And for the first 10 accounts, we send the emails from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Leeds time zone, of course. And for the second 10 accounts, the emails are sent from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in the prospect's time zone. And it's very important to stick to this in order to ensure perfect deliverability. And the email sequence, of course, is main. Then you send out follow-up 1 after 2 days, follow-up 2 after another 2 days, and follow-up 3 after 2 days again. If you prefer sending at different times other than these, you're of course more than welcome, but make sure to ensure the emails land in the prospect's inbox during work hours for the best results. Now, opening the accounts. So before sending any emails, we need to log into the cold Google Workspace accounts. Open the Deliverability Hub and CRM and connect to a NordVPN server that passed the IP health check as tested during the account configuration. And as we said before, we do this daily since the NordVPN IPs we're using can go bad overnight in terms of reputation. So it's very important to check this daily. And if the server does not pass the tests, you would need to find another one. So once connected to a good IP, log into 10 Google Workspace accounts. And it's 10 because each incognito window can have up to 10 accounts open at once. If you need to verify any accounts, the easiest way to handle this is by clicking Confirm your recovery phone, which is right here, and just use the assigned Go High Level number that you would have already created from the Deliverability Hub. And after logging into the 10 cold accounts, close the Deliverability Hub again. Now, organizing the inbox. You would normally start by cleaning up the inboxes to ensure you don't miss any important replies. So the first step you would do is you would move any emails out of the spam folder by selecting them and clicking Not Spam. Second step is for the primary inbox, you will encounter 5 types of emails in the cold accounts, which should be handled as follows. For the newsletter emails, if any newsletter email end up in the inbox, create a new filter similar to how it was done when signing up for the accounts. This will mostly happen early on, as you will soon have filters for all the newsletters the accounts are subscribed to. To create a filter, click the filter icon in the search bar, add the domain, then click Create Filter. After that, check the options for Skip the Inbox, Archive it, and Mark as Read. So basically the goal here is with time, you will start having a filter for all of your newsletter emails, and the plan is to automatically archive them, and mark them as read. Now, the second type of emails you will get in your cold accounts is the replies. If a prospect replies to an email, they've responded to either the main follow-up 1, follow-up 2, or follow-up 3 email. The reply will show up in the inbox with one of 4 colors, indicating the stage the prospect is at, and that should have been done in the account configuration video. Regardless of the content of the reply or the color, you would simply click on the email, remove the label by clicking the X next to it, and then press archive. This simply removes the prospect from the label and archives the email so it no longer appears in the cold inbox. And we do this to avoid following up with prospects who have already replied. And you won't lose the prospect, of course, by doing this, as their email will automatically forward to the warm Google Workspace account, which should have also been done in the account configuration video, thanks to the forwarding setup already in place. Now, another type of emails that you might have in your inbox is out-of-office emails. If you receive an out-of-office auto-reply, it will either appear as a reply in an existing email thread or as a new email. If it's part of an email thread, just delete the out-of-office message and keep the rest of the thread intact. If it comes as a new standalone email, simply just delete it. There's no need to make any changes to your follow-up schedule. Another type of emails are DMARC reports. DMARC reports typically shouldn't appear in your inbox initially, since we've already set up a filter for them. However, if a report does show up, just create a new full filter for that specific DMARC report domain to prevent it from landing in the inbox again. Another type of email are bounces. An email bounce occurs when your email fails to be delivered to the recipients. Bounces, unfortunately, negatively impact deliverability. So it's important to keep your bounce rate as low as possible. If a bounce happens, there are 3 possible scenarios. Scenario 1 is that if only one recipient's email bounces, remove them from the label and archive the email thread, as that email is the one causing the bounce. Afterward, go to the CRM and mark the lead gray from column script to column follow-up 3. If multiple recipients are all bouncing, if all the recipients in the thread bounce, remove the email from the label and archive the entire thread. Then in the CRM, mark delete gray from column script to column label. Now, the third scenario is that if only some recipients bounce, keep the bouncing email for reference. When it's time for the next follow-up, only follow up with the non-bouncing recipients. That's really important because if you keep following up with an email that already bounced once, it will probably bounce again and it will keep damaging your email reputation. So after that follow-up, you can delete the bouncing email notification. Deleting it too early may cause you to forget that some emails bounced, which could harm your deliverability. So future follow-ups will automatically go to the non-bouncing recipients, so you don't need to worry about further adjustments. Update the CRM by removing the bouncing emails from the cell. And repeat this process for all accounts when opening them, and it shouldn't take really longer than 15 seconds per account. Now, let's talk about sending the main emails. So you've now cleaned up all the cold inboxes and you're ready to send out the cold emails. Before proceeding, I want you to download AS Timer if you're on Mac, and if you're not, you can just search for stopwatch on Google and use that, or use the stopwatch already on your laptop. Now, once the timer is ready, open your CRM, and at this point, you should have the CRM in its own window, the 10 cold accounts in an incognito window, and the timer in another tab. In the CRM, copy and paste the script, subject, and email quickly using Flycut, or any other clipboard manager. Then go to the first account in the incognito window, compose an email and paste the recipient's subject and script into the email. Delete any quotation marks, double-click the Loom video, click Best Fit, and send out the email. After sending, log the date in the main column in the CRM for that lead. And before sending the email, be sure to go to the Loom video and add today's date after the prospect's name. For example, Charlie Morgan, January 19th. Then you would move on to the next account, repeating the process once per minute. This is very important. The timer is open because you want to make sure you don't send out more than, so you want to make sure you send out one email per minute, because if you send more than one per minute, it can also decrease your deliverability. So once all main emails are sent, go to the sent folder in each cold account, highlight the newly sent emails and drag them into the main label. Now, regarding sending out follow-ups, so follow-up 1, 2, and 3, for the follow-up 1 emails, after labeling your newly sent emails, you still need to send the follow-up emails. So you'd go to the main label, right-click on the bottom email thread, select reply, click the 3 dots, choose templates, then select follow-up 1. If needed, edit the text, then hit send. Once sent, update the CRM by adding today's date under the follow-up 1 column for that lead, and move on to the next account and repeat the process, sending 1 email per minute. Once all follow-up 1 emails are sent, go back to the main label in each cold account, manually highlight the newly sent follow-up emails, and drag them into the follow-up 1 label. For the follow-up 2 emails, you would follow the same sending rules as before, sending 1 email every minute and rotating between the 10 cold accounts, so each account sends 1 email every 10 minutes. So you would send out 1 email to account 1, and then you would go to account 2, send the first email, account 3, send the third email, account 4, send the first email, and so on until you send out 1 email for all 10 accounts. And then you would go back to account 1, send the second email, and so on. So you would start by going to the follow-up 1 label, right-click on the bottom email thread, select reply, click on the 3 dots, choose templates, then select follow-up 2. You would edit the name if needed, then click send. After sending, update the CRM by adding today's date under the follow-up 2 column for that lead. Then you would move to the next account and repeat the process, sending 1 email per minute. Once all follow-up 2 emails are sent, go back to the follow-up 1 label in each cold account, manually highlight the newly sent follow-up emails and drag them into the follow-up 2 label. Very important note, as you move through the follow-ups, fewer leads will need follow-ups as some will have replied or bounced. We handle these instances by removing them from the labels so no further follow-ups are sent. As follow-ups progress, fewer will be required at each step, and by the time you reach follow-up 3, it may be harder to maintain a 10-minute interval. If you keep it around to 7 minutes, there won't be any issues, though there may be occasional downtime. Now, for follow-up 3 emails, you would go to the follow-up 2 label, right-click on the bottom email thread, select reply, click on the 3 dots, choose templates, then select follow-up 3. Edit the name if necessary, then hit send. After sending, update the CRM by adding today's date under the follow-up 3 column for that lead. And then you would move on to the next account and repeat the process, sending 1 email per minute. Once all follow-up 3 emails are sent, go back to the follow-up 2 label in each cold account, manually highlight the newly sent follow-up emails and drag them into the follow-up 3 label. Do not remove the previous labels, just drag the emails to the next label. And once all follow-ups are done, leave the prospects in the follow-up 3 label. Finally, close the incognito window. Very important, pay attention to the number of emails in each thread. For main emails, there shouldn't be a number. For follow-up 1, there should be a 2. For follow-up 2, a 3. And for follow-up 3, a 4. If the number is different, avoid following up until you've reviewed it. And the only exception is when there are multiple recipients and some emails bounced. In that case, follow up only with the non-bouncing emails and delete the bouncing email notification afterward to realign the numbers again. Do not schedule your emails. Scheduling and automating cold emails ruins deliverability. So please avoid automation. I know the process can seem a bit difficult and time consuming, but trust me, after the first few days, when you are used to it, it won't take much time, and it takes time, but it also gets you a lot of money. So stick to the plan. Don't try to integrate automation with this process, as it will ruin deliverability. So make sure you follow the exact same process we're outlining here. Now, sharing Looms. Loom has a sharing feature that allows you to send Loom videos using a no reply at loom.com email address. This method boosted Charlie Morgan's Loom view rate by 200% as it gave them more visibility in the inbox. So we do not recommend using this feature because it violates Loom's terms of service and can result in your account being banned if not handled carefully. For example, one account was banned after a recipient complained about receiving unsolicited outreach. The inclusion of an unsubscribe message does not remove the violation of Loom's terms of services, especially section 1.4f, which prohibits user from sending harassing, spamming, or distressing messages. And these bans are permanent. So to see how this works, just visit the Loom homepage here. So although we don't really recommend using this approach, here's how you would do it. You would click on a random Loom video, select share, paste your own email into the field, and share the video. Check your inbox and you should receive an email titled "Your name shared a Loom with you" if done properly. And by using this method, you can essentially get 2 emails into your lead's inbox at every step of the process. However, keep in mind the risks associated with this approach. So here's how it will look. Charlie Morgan shared the Loom with you, and another notification as well. So it's like sending out 2 emails at once. So we shared the videos at every stage: main, follow-up 1, follow-up 2, and follow-up 3, which meant our leads received a total of 8 emails from us. Even though it was a no reply email address, some prospects tried replying with unsubscribe. And because we couldn't access the inbox and Loom didn't monitor it, we continued sending emails to people who thought they had unsubscribed. Eventually, some leads complained directly to Loom, and after 3 to 4 months, our Loom account was banned. Afterward, we created a new account and added the following message under the Add a Message feature when sharing the Looms. This is sent from a no reply email address. If you wish to unsubscribe, please send us a message to the email provided above. And even with this added message that Charlie Morgan's team came up with, the new Loom account was banned within 2 days. As mentioned earlier, we do not recommend using the Loom sharing feature. We are simply informing you that this option exists, and it's up to you how cautious you want to be. If you still wish to use it, keep the following considerations in mind. Loom currently costs $8 per month with a yearly subscription, or $10 per month on a monthly plan. If your account gets banned and you have time left on your yearly plan, you won't receive a refund. So if you're planning to use this feature, or either way, if you're not even planning to use it, we recommend opting for the monthly billing. Now, regarding the sharing frequency, no matter how personalized your outreach is, some leads will always consider it unsolicited spam. What led people to report Charlie Morgan to Loom was that they believed they had unsubscribed but continued receiving messages. This happened because they either sent an unsubscribe request to Loom's no reply email or reached out to Loom's live chat, neither of which we could see. So, if Charlie Morgan was to do this again, we would only share the Loom video with the main email. Typically, prospects ask to unsubscribe once follow-ups begin. By that point, the shared Loom video would already be buried in their inbox, and they would only be able to unsubscribe by replying to a cold account that we monitor. So by sharing the Loom video once with the main email and handling all follow-ups through the cold Google Workspace accounts, we could still boost our Loom view rate, though not by 200%. However, any spam complaints would likely be directed to the cold accounts we actively monitor instead of reaching Loom directly. Now, implementing the feature. If you decide to use this approach, send the emails and share the Loom video immediately after, before moving on to the next prospect in the CRM. And here's an example of how to combine the sharing feature with the main email. While in the CRM, copy and paste the script, subject, and email fields using Flycot or any other clipboard manager. Then, in the incognito window, compose an email, paste the recipient's subject and script quickly, remove any quotation marks, double-click the Loom video, select best fit, and send the email. So until now, this is the normal SOP. Now, if you want to implement this feature, what you would do next is you would open the Loom link for that specific lead in the CRM, go to share, enter the lead's email, and click share. Lastly, record today's date under the main column in the CRM for that lead. And you would repeat this process for each account, sending an email every minute. If you want to share the Loom at every step, which Charlie Morgan doesn't really recommend, you will need to unshare and then reshare the Loom video for each lead to trigger a new email notification. If you share the Loom video again without unsharing it first, the lead won't receive any email. To unshare the Loom video, you just follow the following steps. Open the Loom link for the specific lead in the CRM, go to share, click the drop-down menu, select remove, re-enter the lead's email address, and then click share again. So, by following this extensive process, you will be able to send cold emails and follow-ups manually while keeping your deliverability high. Please stay consistent, track your emails in the CRM, and remember to adjust based on your prospects' responses. Thanks for watching, and I will be waiting for any questions you might have. Please post them on the community, and I'll see you guys later.